Hey everybody, amprepairguy.com, 203-892-4119. So I had some time to clean my shop really well. And I got a couple of the customers' amplifiers upstairs. I have more on the way, so I will make videos on those when I have time. One or two of them. So here's my phone number and my website. I'll give you an overview of the clean shop. And I'm going to give you a preview on a project I'll be starting. I haven't done this in a while, but I've been getting requests for multi-band boxes, stuff of that nature. I don't just fix stuff. I know how to build stuff. I do pretty clean work, people say. I like to think I do myself, so I'll go over that and show you what that's about. So I still have a few things to remove, but can see a nice clear bench. I'm going to put down a towel for when I work on stuff, but I usually use this rubber mat that's clean. Keeps things from getting scratched. Work on it here, and usually bring it over there and test it into one of my dummy loads. So Penta Labs always sends me tubes to have in stock. So if a customer's amplifier needs tubes, I have them right here. They don't pay me anything when I sell tubes for them. I mean, they own the tubes. I just love their tubes, love their customer service. They trust me, so I have them in stock. And, a lot of times people are out of 572s due to being able to get them from China, for whatever reason. And, supply issues or whatever. They guarantee I always have 572s. So there are two matched quads of 572s right here. Okay. These are 3500Zs. So sometimes I deal with boxes with big ceramic tubes. I'll tell you, I prefer a Conco over buying one from another source. Even, the company that, in the United States that makes these tubes. Conco has an awesome warranty. It's 3,000 hour filament life. I had a tube that sat for like 12 years. I went to high pot it, and they called it a micro leaker. It became gassy, and it failed the high pot. I sent it back. They rebuilt it. They took care of it. No problems. And that's 3,000 hours of the filament being lit. So if you have it on for an hour each time, use it 3,000 times, no brainer. So I love that company, great company. These are some of the tubes I have. They're all new, new/rebuilt. I have to put them somewhere else so I free up that area. But so my parts, just lots of stuff all over. I still need to go through all these drawers. I mean, I have this right here. I have thousands of 150 ohm 2-watt carbon comp Allen Bradley resist, just tons of stuff all over the place. Gear drives, a lot, terminal strips, just you name it, I have it. And this is this room. The other rooms are packed with stuff too. Okay, so some of my Teflon wire over there. Okay, so the preview. This is a brand new iMac 3cx6000a7 high potted. High pot's good. It's the older one with the glazed ceramic. It's glazed. So I'll be doing two multi-band boxes. I'm not sure if I'm going to do this one first, which I had already started, and then I just got bogged down, and it's like I put to the side. I work on this stuff all day. 365 days a year minus the weekends, and I just just was lacking the motivation to work on my own stuff, but I've got it back, and I'm going to start doing it again. So I'll either be continuing this project or be implementing a multi-band setup in another box which has a different tube in it. So I'll be using a Comet vacuum variable. This one on the plate side, 15 to 750. It's only an 80 through 10 meter. I know I have more capacitance than I need on the top end, but if I ever wanted to turn it into a 160 meter box also, which I don't think I ever would, and I already have this, so might as well. Plus I like the fact that it has the doesn't require a flange. It has the threaded holes right in the front and the back. So okay, so that's going on the plate side. It's ready for 15 kV. Load side, these are becoming really hard to find. And by the way, I don't sell vacuum variables, so please don't ask. It's just they're becoming harder to find. I mean, they're still out there, but you know, you buy one, you know, sometimes they'll high pot good. A lot of times they'll high pot good. Most of the time, sometimes they won't. So the ones I have, they're just not worth selling. So I have 4 of these, 35 puff to 3000 puff. This is plenty. It's more than enough for 80 meters, and if I want to use it on 160, I would have to add some padding cap. I don't like to do that, but you know, I could you know, add another rotary and, you know, set of contacts to this switch, and then you know, have it add in more capacitance if need be. So here we have the rotary switch. I modified this thing. I have a picture of it on. I have pictures of it on my website. I did this over 10 years ago, a long time ago. I know someone else did the same thing. I'm sure multiple people probably thought of the same thing. But so this was a new switch out of a Harris auto-tune amplifier, 10 kilowatt amp. I bought this, the D10 assembly from Multitech. This piece right here, this and this. So it started off as a 40 amp switch. And what I did was I have a couple of these switches actually. Each switch had 2 sections to it. So it had 2 of these internal pieces, and then, you know, each one had one of the, you know, one per set, and then it had a contact per set, you know. So what I did was I took the inner portion off the second one and I slid it right down the center, and you know, so now there are 2 of them in parallel, and I have 2 sets of contacts. I'll run a strap across and have one connection point, but it won't just go through the screw. So, you know, a lot of people don't know that these switches are rated at 60 hertz. As you go up in frequency, the current rating goes down. So just because it's rated for 40 amps down there doesn't mean, you know, once you get up to 10 meters, the current rating goes down a lot, you know. So now instead of a 40, it's an 80. So this will handle that tube no problem, and it will handle a tube with handles no problem, you know. So like I said, this project will be over time. You know, I have a lot of work here, and sometimes I just get sick of touching amplifiers. So this ring will come off, and I will go directly in. So awesome cap. If you see one of these, hold on to it. Becoming hard to find. This is a 5 kV one. A lot of the 3Ks, they usually high pot to 5 plus. Probably the same cap, just, you know, I don't know why they did that. I was told that. But the guy in, where's he, in Georgia, he said that a lot of times they will have a, you know, cap, like usually glass cap rated for 15 kV, but they'll stamp 7.5 on it, 10 on it, or whatever, you know, because the customer requested it. Just like these doorknob caps, Higher Energy Corp. I don't know if you know this, but the Higher Energy Corp one, I don't know if they made them for this company here, but this style cap that says 15 kV, they also stamped them 10 kV and 7.5 kV, and I made a video on it. I don't know if it's still here or not on my channel, but they're identical internally. So if you get one that's 7.5, it's really 15. These high pot, I've high potted them. I always check these on my high pot tester before I use them. They always high pot to 20. A good one will high pot to 20 kV DC. Okay, so I'm going to show you the cabinet. I like reusing cabinets because anyone that's built an amplifier can tell you that most of the work is in the metalwork. So these were made by a company in Connecticut, and they started off as a single 8877. They have electronic protection, grid, and plate overload circuits. Opto isolator type, very elaborate, very quick circuit. That one's still stock. This is a dual band. It's all together, so it's like done. I just haven't finished the power supply part, but that has a 3x6 in it also with a socket. That's another thing. Whenever I make something, I use a socket. I do not use a socket. I don't skimp on stuff. So that third one right there, that's the one that I had started. As you can see, these are on like slider casters. This will slide out and you can take it off, and the blower's down here and forces the air up into it. And they originally had a plate transformer in them, but the transformer will be external with the proper high voltage connection. And you know, for the plate primary connection, I like to use the big SuperCon connectors and twist lock connectors for the 240 line voltage. So these originally have a wall down the center, and they have a driver assembly built in. So pulled that out, covered it up. These are the filament connections, SuperCon connectors. I still have to enlarge this opening. But anyway, I had started, you know, I had mounted the rotary switch and the caps, and I took it all out. Originally I was going to try to make it 160 through 10, and you know, a few friends of mine that are also multi-band box builders, they said it's just not worth it. So the coil just so much bigger, you need a lot more inductance. So, you know, I'm not going to do a chimney straight up the top, straight out of the top, because as you can see, it goes in this cabinet, and I like to be able to place things on top or wheel it under. Actually, I could just leave it right under the desk. So air comes out the top, boom, out the back. And the blower is the proper CFM and pressure, and the intake temp never reaches beyond a certain temp. So, you know, all these components that are in here are rated for a certain max temperature, and it's fine. You know, you don't have to go out the top. Plus, you have the restriction of the grill on the top, and if it were in here, you'd have it blown up against the cover here. So I had these made. These are like it's like a epoxy material, and this is Teflon. I had that cut and, you know, cut. As you can see, it has the broadcast socket in there. I had stole one of the filament chokes out of this for something else. It's two bifilar chokes wound with, I think it was number 9. So two number 9s paralleled, but they're wound bifilar. So one wire per choke is paralleled with the other. So order switch will go here, coil, cap. Originally I had mounted a 4000 puff to whatever cap, Jennings, and I just gave that away to my buddy up in Canada. Cool dude. And so you can see the meter panel. I have 2 other meter panels like that. They will be rescaled, and it goes up right here. I plan on reusing the protection board in this. Not 100% sure. I probably will, even though this tube has a really robust grid. Why not, right? You know, so if I want to use the thing remote, if something happens, boom, shuts down. Here's the other one. The 2 vacuum variables. The input has a T-network for the input. Shaft is removed, but you know, use the same panel, same setup. So I'm just going to warn you, this will be a drawn out project. Won't be quick. Those are 2 blown up final output sections for a FT1000D. Driver transistors are blown in this one, and I think this one has a bad output transistor. So, got my test equipment over here, some of it. So, there's some iron guy in California that was making amplifiers, really smart guy. He used 2 of these in his larger amplifiers. They're actually rated, the secondary voltage is 40, has 2 taps, 4300 and 5300 AC at an amp and a half each. Some he'd use 1, some he'd use 2. So 2 in parallels, like a little over 15 kVA CCS. The company EC, it used to be called ECA, now it's called MagSpec. They make a really good transformer. They're in, I believe, Compton, California. They made the transformers for Henry Radio also, and they have all my filament transformers and just stuff all over the place. More stuff over there, but I know it's not pretty over there yet, but I need to find more space. But at least my bench is clean, my floor's clean, and you got more parts, good stuff over here. Tubes, some sockets, spare rectifiers for another box I have. There's a meter panel and one of those caps. Some more caps, but okay, so that's about it. Send me over some comments if you'd like. After I upload this, I will respond to the comments that are pending. Hey, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe when if you like the video. Take care. AmpRepairGuy.com, 203-892-4119, and if you need an amplifier repaired, feel free to give me a call. Take care. Okay, I just wanted to touch up on one thing for the people out there watching my video that have built amps and know about the value of capacitance needed on the plate tune side for a 10 meter box. Yeah, that cap does not tune down into the single digits, but I can easily scrub off some of that tube capacitance by placing a small inductor between the plate tune cap and the plate blocker, so that will allow me to get away with using that cap. Just wanted to add that. So once again, AmpRepairGuy.com, 203-892-4119. Please like, share, and subscribe. Take care.